Eru, I see you. Die hard. Trav. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard. Homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, he need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team and he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer that's gon' murder that.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Eru, the Knicks podcast. We in the building. Listen, man, I was gonna do another short. As you guys know, I've been doing shorts. If you've been following the channel with what I'm doing and stuff, I've been doing a lot of shorts just to get content up because, like, I really have been so busy with my kids and stuff like that. I've been working a lot. As you guys know, man, everybody works. Everybody's busy. Everybody always got a freaking sob story or whatever. But that's my sob story. You guys know it because you guys watch the channel and stuff. You know, I appreciate the support and stuff. But you know, I was gonna do a short, but I think I needed to get full, you know, diehard Eru, you know, rant out here because, you know, just a lot of nonsense going on. I'm trying to get organized here. Like I said, I might have got in. I got in at 8:30. Sim had a nice little get together meeting for the event for Sunday because I'll be at Game 4. I'm gonna be at Game 4. Shout out to Harlem CEO. I just saw him in the chat. Also, he was there. Yeah, man. So I can't wait to see Harlem. Man, Harlem's a dope guy. You know, everybody, you know, that comes out is dope. So if anybody's apprehensive about meeting people or when the people are going to judge them about the whole thing or just, you know, not being in a safe place where you could just be a Knicks fan, hanging out with NBK is probably the best thing because it's like it's a lot of it's really just older gentlemen and women too. More the age group is a little bit older, so it's a little bit more like a slower pace. But I mean, everybody's welcome. There's plenty of young people that pop up also that had to have a good time too. But it's definitely a different kind of vibe compared to like other places that when you go hang out and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, man, I just you know, I just gotta get some things off my chest here. I'm trying to organize the side here, so you just bear with me for a second. I just want to make sure that things are in order here before I start to really flip out and lose lose my train of thought. Because you know, I have a problem with my mouth here. Pause. You know, let me just get this together. There's been a lot of things, man. I'm just looking at it now. I have just random stuff put up. I just want to make sure I touch on all this stuff before we get situated here. So anyway, let's just start it off, man. Here it goes. Let me get this shared up. Got a couple things queued in here. So listen, I'm gonna give my little rant about certain things, but then I'm gonna open up the panel in the chat for anybody that wants to pop in and just have a conversation with me and whatever. I do have the number, you know, the diehard Knicks number, but every time I put it up, nobody ever uses it. You know what I'm saying? So the hell with you guys with the phone line stuff, man. So maybe I'll try that another time. But I'll open up the chat so if anybody wants to come in and talk, you don't have to talk for a long time. If you don't want to have the camera on, you can keep the camera off and just have an audio thing. Maybe just want to say something really quick, and just pop out. You know, that's fine too, man. So I'll do that in a second. But let's get this sharing thing going on here. Let's start it off with the first order of business, and that's Mr. IQ. So IQ, he didn't get snubbed, you know. So I know I see a lot of people on Twitter are pissed off that he didn't get chosen for the Sixth Man of the Year award. But I mean, it is what it is, man. This guy, you know, well, these are the stats. It says 34 out of 100 on first place votes. I believe Malcolm Brogdon, he won it, so he got 64 first place votes. You know what I'm saying? 49 second place votes and 9 third place votes. So anyway, Brogdon got it. So listen, I mean, the Boston Celtics finished with a better record, and that's it really. That's all you can really say. As far as points per game, things of that nature, it's very similar. As far as being available, IQ is available more than Brogdon. Brogdon, I mean, excuse me, IQ started more games. 'Cause I don't think Brogdon started any games. So I mean, anyway, it is what it is. They probably could have just started Brogdon because Brogdon does play a lot of minutes, though. This guy Marcus Smart is the one that they're starting at point guard. He's been doing a good job, man. So Brogdon coming off the bench, I guess, makes sense for them because they got Derek White and things of that nature. But who cares about that? I'm not gonna cry about IQ not getting the six-man award. So because there's a lot of things we need to unpack when it comes to IQ, especially in these playoffs, man. This is nice. This is the actual voting here. So I wish they would put the people that vote. Like we need it shouldn't be anonymous. Like, oh, it's the media, but we need a list. I'm quite sure there's a list out there, but that list needs to be readily available where we can go and blow the smoke up whoever's ass that needs to get blown up. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these sports writers they hide behind anonymous stuff, and it's just to me that drives me crazy. That drives me crazy. The anonymous stuff, but that is what it is. We're familiar with that on the internet. Here's a message too for anybody out there that might come in, that might be quote unquote celebrity or might quote unquote have a lot of followers and stuff like that. Listen, man, stop entertaining these people that only got one follower and have like a ghost picture, and what I'm saying. Somebody that's obviously an account to troll. Stop giving love to these trolling accounts. It doesn't make any sense, man. Like people will ignore fans that have thousands of followers or hundreds of followers, people that are active in the community. They have people following them and they're active. You know what I'm saying? They've been on Twitter for years. Stop giving these burner accounts all this love. That drives me crazy too. Just in general, like just giving that energy and then thinking that's the way everybody feels about you. You know what I'm saying? There's people out there that support. So just give love to the people that support. And stop giving love to people that are clearly out there trying to disrupt the whole fabric of things, man. So anyway, one thing too, I had Stephen A. Smith queued up, but I X'd it out because I don't want to hear his voice. I really don't want to see his face either. But the thing with Stephen A. Smith, man, that I gotta say is that he speaks from a place where like somebody he speaks as if somebody that just like stopped watching the game in the 90s. Because he still every time he talks about it, he gets into these rants. It's supposed to be funny. I don't see the humor in it. I don't see the entertainment in it. But he goes starts talking about the 90s. I've been through this, I've been through that. Listen, you didn't go through it yourself. We all been there. And let me tell you something, it wasn't that bad, to tell you the truth. Winning isn't everything. The Knicks are not going to win a championship every year. So somebody's going to win a championship. Like the Knicks have two. If you go through the 50-year history of the NBA, how many or set what is it, 70 years now? Whatever it is, how many every years the NBA has been around. It's been 50 years since the Knicks won the last championship. But if you go through every franchise, there's some franchises that have been around almost as long as the Knicks been around, and they haven't won any championships. You know what I'm saying? There's some flagship teams that haven't won a championship. There's some teams that came over from the ABA when they merged in the 70s, and they still haven't won a championship. You know what I'm saying? But let's crack on the Knicks. And Knicks won two. It's not easy to win championships in the NBA. Certain teams are blessed, like say the Celtics, and say like the Los Angeles Lakers. Let me talk about that real quick before we get into some Knicks stuff. Did you know that they got George Mikan through a dispersal draft? You know what I'm saying? It was one team, it was the league was just growing. So one of the teams fizzled. So once that team fizzled, all the players on that team got dispersed to other franchises. So Mikan, of course, was the best player in the league. And he got hit in the dispersal draft. And it just so happened that the Minneapolis Lakers got George Mikan through the dispersal draft. So of course, as soon as they got him, they became the best team in the NBA once it became the NBA. First it was the BAA, I believe, then became the NBA. So during those days, they had a dynasty. I think they won three straight. You know what I'm saying? Because they ended up getting the best player. They were already a decent team for those days, and they went and got the best player in the world on their team. And how lucky is that? Just fast forward to that, just to get this out the way. Magic Johnson, because I got Magic Johnson queued up here. But Magic Johnson, he got on the Lakers because they traded Gail Goodrich as he was on a decline of his career. They traded him to the Utah, not Utah, the New Orleans Jazz for a first round draft pick. And guess what? The Jazz ended up being the worst team in the NBA, and they had the first pick. And guess what? That pick went to right to the Lakers because they didn't have any restrictions at the time. So the Lakers were already a playoff team, perennial playoff team. If I'm not mistaken, they might have won the championship. If I'm not mistaken, they won the championship, or either they were like championship competitors because they had Kareem, they had you know, Wilkes, whatever, Jamal Wilkes. They had Storm and Norman Nixon. They already had a squad already. So then once the draft came and they got Magic Johnson in that draft, then they was propelled into the finals again. So the rich got richer. So they just one of the most luckiest fans in the world. Even before that, me go to Wilt Chamberlain. They got Wilt Chamberlain. They actually traded Wilt Chamberlain for 3 players. This is off my head, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is off my head. This is my basketball now. They traded him for 3 players that you would never ever know. I think these guys went on to become like literally like cab drivers and plumbers and shit like that, lawyers or whatever the fuck they did. They literally became that after the trade. You know what I'm saying? So the Lakers traded nobodies for Will Chamberlain. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the rich gets richer. So it is what it is. You can go down to everything, even from Shaq, how they got Kobe, how they got Paul Gasol. It is what it is. Is that me hating? That I know that I know that shit verbatim? You know what I'm saying? Is that hating or what? I don't know what it is. But let me pop this off the screen real quick so I can get this the next thing up here. So let's I'll put Magic Johnson's tweet up. So this is Magic Johnson's tweet. He says whoever wins the battle between Garland, Mitchell, and Levert from the Cavs and Brunson, Quickley, and Barrett from the Knicks will most likely win the game. So listen, how many hours was this? This was today. This is at 5 p.m. So he's talking about game 3 and basically game 4. So I mean, you could kind of agree. Like these are the cast. You know what I'm saying? Because he mentioned Donovan Mitchell with the Cavaliers, but he did not mention Julius Randle for the Knicks. So I guess through his eyes, he might think that no matter what Julius Randle does, it doesn't matter. It really depends on Brunson, Quickly, and Barrett, which I gotta agree. I gotta agree because Julius Randle still was able to be functional in the last game, even though we got beat up a little bit. Brunson got locked up. Quickly is shell shocked right now. We'll talk about Quickly in a second. And Barrett, we're gonna talk about him right now, man. Barrett has been atrocious, man. Let's before we do that, here goes some more around the NBA stuff here. This is the Joel Embiid kicks Claxton after he stood over him. He didn't stand over him. He stepped over him. So let's unpack that, right? Where did it come from? The stepping over stuff. People see highlights of Allen Iverson stepping over on Tyronn Lue, and they think it's funny and whatever. It was a moment at the time. I didn't think it was a good idea. When he did that, it made me feel bad that he stepped over him. He didn't have to do that. But I don't think that Iverson purposely walked over to him and stepped over him. It just happened that Tyronn Lue was laying right at him as soon as he turned around, so he stepped over him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't like purposely step over him. But anyway, there's a whole generation of kids out there. I call them kids, like you're talking about 30 and lower, that think stepping over people is okay. You know what I'm saying? And they're more upset about Joel Embiid kicking my man than the actual dude than Claxton stepping over Embiid. You know what I'm saying? To me, there's a couple things that you can't do in this world. Like spitting on somebody is the worst thing that you can do. And I think I don't know if it's the next step, but it's very close. Stepping over somebody is very close. Top 10 is most disrespectful things you could do to somebody. Stepping over somebody like that. Like even my kids, when my kids are laying on the floor, I'll either make them get up or I'll go around them. If they're laying down on coloring or something like that, I'll never step over my kids. I'll walk around them. You know what I'm saying? I had to yell at my wife about that because she didn't really see a problem about stepping over people if they're laying on the floor. To me, that's like one of the most disrespectful things you could possibly do to somebody. Homeless people, I see people stepping over homeless people, that type of thing. Or if somebody's sitting down, they'll jump over them or jump over their bags or whatever. It's ridiculous. To me, that's some of the most disrespectful things you could possibly do to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll play let me make sure this sound is off, but I'll push play on this video here. This is how it played out. So the little collision, but then he purposely steps over. He stares at him, purposely steps over him. So Embiid is right to kick him. So now Embiid now is going to be suspended for a game because of this guy Claxton. But my thing is, Claxton should be suspended also. And then after he steps over him, he gets kicked, and then now he's the victim. Now he gets kicked and now he's on the floor. He's not defending himself because he doesn't feel like he needs to defend himself because he thinks that he didn't do nothing wrong. Oh, I'm just playing the game. That's part of the game. That's not part of the game. Fouls and physicality, pushing and stuff like that. That's a part of the game. But what he did stepping over somebody is not a part of the game, fam. You know, it's just that's just not a part of the game. I see Trish just mentioned Draymond Green. You know, the Draymond Green thing, that shit was crazy to me too, man. You know, Draymond thinks trying to crack ribs is cool. Yeah, I don't think what he did was dope was cool either. Because I mean, well, after watching the play a few times and looking at it, it really did look like my man tried to protect himself. He might have grabbed his leg a little, you know, but then he like thought about it and he didn't really have a grip on it. But then my man Draymond jumped up and stomped on him. Come on, dude. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much now. You know, and these guys, like I said, we can get into behaviors and stuff. This guy Russell Westbrook went into the suite to confront a fan. All that shit is sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Because these players, they you know they come from a standpoint that oh these fans think they can say anything they want to us, right? Yeah, but what if I'm in their face, they ain't gonna say it to me in my face. I mean, how that is like juvenile stuff, man. So I mean, so what was the purpose of him coming to the suite? So what if the fan was about it? You know, if he was about it and they started fighting, you know, because we're gonna be in the suite, right? We're gonna like we was joking that if the Knicks lose, one of the guys said that we will rush the court, which is funny. You know, we rushed the court. We ain't rushing the court. We too old for that stuff, man. But listen, what if we was we had a suite and we were about that life, and if some fan want to come up to the not fan, some player want to come up to the suites and confront us, he's gonna get jumped. It could get really ugly. You know, these players are not kung fu masters and stuff like that. You know, they're just regular people. You know, so that's the thing that's missing from their side. Also from our side, we think that we can say anything that we want, and we think that there's no repercussions of it. You know, a lot of fans, you know, live like that, and that's no good either, man. So both sides need to kind of humble themselves. You know, that's why I encourage fans to come out to these events. You know, when we have get-togethers and stuff like that, because you get to know people. Like let's say for me, instance, like if you think that I say a little off-wall stuff to something that might get under your skin or something that you don't like, whatever like that. If you see me in person, you have the opportunity to say what you need to say, or you know, just see, watch, and see how I am, and they go, oh, the motherfucker's mad cool. You know what I'm saying? And then you get the context of where people are coming from and stuff like that. So you know, it is what it is. Shout out to Eddie C, man. I see Eddie C going crazy in the chat. What he said something about with the abs out. Oh, he's talking about what's the name? Oh, he's talking about Anthony Davis. How they got LeBron? How they got LeBron then traded for AD? Yeah, I don't know. That's the Laker history there. I don't know how they did it. But the only trade that you could look back on it for the Lakers, right? That was decent was the AD trade because they actually traded Brandon Ingram. I think Josh Hart was a part of the deal, and I forgot who the other person was, but it might have been Larry Nance Jr. I think. But that's a good trade, you know, for AD. That's a good trade, and I think they got draft picks too. So that's a good trade. That's the only trade that they've ever made that's ever been that easy, you know. I even think that you know, even when they won their first championship with Shaq and them, they actually had Glenn Rice on that squad, and they picked him up easily also. So, you know, the Lakers are something else, man. There's definitely a sports fan base. I see somebody said that here. That's Mr. Jackal. But let me say what's up to you guys, man. Before I really get lost in the sauce here. You got Trish D. Trish, this is what Trish said earlier, man. Shout out to Trish, man. Trish is one of my favorite commenters here. She said she's really gonna try to make it. You know, just talking about IQ and stuff like that. So I definitely appreciate you popping in here, Trish. Geraldine is as always is here. Omega NYK is here. What's good, my man? Or my gal, whoever you are. Um, what else we got here? Make sure I just say hello to people before we out here. Once again, Harlem CEO. Me and Harlem CEO almost share a birthday, man. We were born one day after each other. Shout out to Almighty Finesse. What's good, Finesse? What are you talking about? Have you saw that hoop bus at Herald Square? I didn't get a chance. I was working, so I didn't get a chance to get out there. But I saw them. Larry Johnson and them guys was out there, so that's dope. Shout out to Kenny Payne, man. What's good, Kenny Payne? I haven't seen you in the chat in a while. You might run the fade with State. Yeah, let me tell you something. The State is one way on Twitter, but you got to understand State is basically running game on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll put that stuff on Twitter with no problem. But then you meet him in person, and he's the coolest motherfucker you will ever see. You know, you want to talk about Cheech and Chong or some shit, that motherfucker is mad cool, man. State is really cool. So you get to once you see like I said, once you see the person and then you snap out of it, you know, and then you meet the person and get to talk to the person and see that the person's cool like that, then you know, then you can get the full picture. this internet stuff is, it kind of like clouds things a little bit, makes things, seem real that really isn't. Shout out to Mike Doc right here, Mr. Mike K, Mr. Mike Doctor. Uh, he said he wouldn't trade RJ for God. He, like I said, the stuff that he says on there is just for Twitter, and he does a great job. He has a big following on Twitter. People love him. Everybody knows him by name. Even celebrities and stuff like that know him. He's very known on Twitter. So I mean, that's what he's trying to do, man. So more power to him that he can get that going. I can't do it because I can't see that. I talk about the blur line. That blur line. I can't. I can't navigate between what's fake and what's real. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that people say I can't get over it. That's why I don't engage in it anymore. Because certain things that people say I can't really tell the difference if you're joking or not, or I can't tell. Oh, it's just content, bro. And that's to me that's like this is weird. So I try not to indulge in that stuff. Shout out to Knicks on Nice. What's good? Once again, Trish D. Mazzola. Yeah. I mean, all those guys are going to get exposed in these playoffs, man. So, it is what it is. Let these guys get their accolades, but when it comes down to it, these guys will all get exposed when the proper time comes. So just make sure I didn't miss anybody that here you go, that I didn't see before. This Knicks are nice. Yeah, he definitely said what's up already. Jacko, my man Jacko. I know I saw Jacko earlier. Who else? ADC, like I said. Yeah, man, we're gonna get into this in a second. Like I said, you got Joel Embiid there. Maybe a future Nick. It depends if Houston gets bumped out of these playoffs. Not Houston, Philly. With Embiid getting he's gonna miss the next game, guys. So if Brooklyn could steal a game, and then it becomes like some kind of like momentum shift or maybe like chemistry shift or whatever, then Brooklyn could possibly win the series. Shout out to the Bucks. The Bucks are playing Miami or whatever. So I mean, it could be a shift in power also. Just these little things, because these teams are very very close to each other as far as like strength and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Harden got ejected too. There's a lot of stuff going on out there, man. So I mean, the playoffs this year is up for grabs. But once again, shout out to Magic Johnson here. Magic Johnson called the Knicks out by name, Knicks and Cavaliers by name. We're the best series in basketball, because of the physicality. So that's the whole point of this podcast. Physicality. The NBA is physical again. And this is what we've been asking for. Yeah, at least real fans, real diehard fans, we've been really asking for the defense to come back, passing the ball, team basketball, playing hard, playing physical, and things of that nature. This is what we've been calling for this entire time. So right now we're in it. We're in it. We're definitely in it. So let's talk about let's talk about let's just talk about RJ right now. Let's do RJ. So RJ, physicality. The big part of what we do good with these Knicks is that RJ it definitely helps out with the physicality. He's a big small forward. He's slow, you know what I'm saying, but he helps out with rebounding wise. Him driving to the basket, adds a little bit of muscle to us too, because we have other players have to deal with him bullying guys to the basket. Whether or not he makes or misses a shot is kind of irrelevant a little bit because Mitchell Robinson is there to get the offensive rebound, and also Julius Randle is there to get rebounds. Also, too, our guards help out as well too. So even though he misses shots and stuff like that, the Knicks are still in the mix because guys are active and really fighting, to help out and stuff. So I'm trying to be realistic and subjective too, because everybody knows I hate RJ Barrett. I want him off the team so bad, it's not even funny. But right now we need him. I can't trade him today. We can't trade RJ Barrett today. So right now this is who we have. So like I have to give you the positives of what makes him what makes him work. The issue with RJ Barrett is not the fact that he's missing shots. Is the fact that there's the whole thing that's going on with him as a player, and even like how Tom Thibodeau uses him. Tom Thibodeau kind of uses him in ISO situations and puts him in post situations, and that's not how he works, man. So anyway, this play here, let me expand it. This play here is actually this play here is actually how you want to run RJ Barrett. But look what happens here. So RJ Barrett is looking for a screen. He takes the screen, but he didn't get to the spot fast enough. You know what I'm saying? So Garland did a great job of recovering. So now they have to reset. Now, did you see how far back RJ Barrett had to get to reset this play? Look, right now at this point, he's supposed to just take it or either move the ball. So he decided to move all the way back, and then he had called Hartenstein to start it again. So anyway, the same situation happened. Now he comes across the other side. And then look, everything is totally out of control. He doesn't have any eyes on the court. He can't see IQ in the corner. He can't see Julius in the other corner. He can't see Josh Hart. He can't just call an audible. It's just like, what's going on? What's happening. Julius is literally wide open at the bottom of the screen. You know what I'm saying? So that was the proper play to make. Make the move and spin. Don't pick up your dribble. Realize where your players are and make the correct play. Him forcing himself and trying to force a shot. That's not it, because in his mind he thinks that he can score. The thing is, he does average 19 points per game, but he's like the weakest 19-point a game scorer I've ever seen. Because I mean, he'll get 30 points some nights. You know what I'm saying? But then he'll finish up with 12, and then he'll have 8, then he'll have 10. Like that. And then he'll bust out with a 17-point game, then back to 12, and then he'll get another 30-point game, or another 27-point game, something like that. And then every time those games happen, all of the people that love RJ Barrett goes back to, oh, see, I told you, we're all the apologists. That culture in basketball is ridiculous. 82 games of that shit. I do watch alongs and stuff like that. I haven't done a watch along in like probably like the last couple games of the season. It just because there's so much stuff going on. We're doing get-togethers and stuff. So I'd rather be out with my people than being here in front of the computer, just to touch people and be out in the energy. I know that sounds fucked up, especially because I'm providing this watch along stuff for the people that like it, But I'm telling you, man, just being out there touching grass and getting out there and just enjoying it with the people, being able to touch people like Harlem CEO, being able to hug him, when the Knicks make a good play, or slap five to somebody on the other side. There's nothing like that, man. There's nothing like that. So we'll see what happens on Friday. I think I might ask Sim to actually do my pod live there. So we'll see. I don't know how my energy is gonna be, but we'll see if we can get that popping. So that's a little side note. But anyway, this RJ stuff, man. We know outside of this play here is atrocious, man. But outside of this, RJ was missing wide open layups, man, wide open jump shots, just turning the ball over, falling on the floor, all kind of stuff, man. Just totally destroying any chance that we have to win this game. Because listen, Julius Randle did not have a good game. Brunson was locked up. You know what I'm saying? IQ is in like she's like shell shocked. You want to talk about Ninja Turtle shell shocked? That dude IQ is definitely shell shocked. He needs to come back home. He needs to hit his I don't know, hit like his favorite deli or something like that. But it is what it is. Here goes somebody right here. This is somebody I want to talk about before I got into the Knicks stuff. But this is a nice segue for what I want to do next. Look at this clown, man. Look at this clown. This is this guy, Dillon Brooks. So he gets into this get up here. He wants to be Dennis Rodman so bad. He looks like freaking Melly Mel from the sugar from not the Sugar Hill Gang, from Grandmaster Five, Grandmaster Flash and the Fierce Five. He looks like freaking Melly Mel. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's nothing cool about it. He has on no shirt. He got on a look like a robe, with like some weird stuff. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's a clown. He has on like Macho Man Randy Savage glasses. They look like 3D glasses that he forgot to give back. So but he's trying to play this thing, this whole role and stuff like that. It's so corny. If you want to talk about a Dennis Rodman was himself. He was being himself. This guy right here is not being himself. This guy is being something like it's WWF, WWE, if you want to say the modern time. But even WWE is not like this anymore. So I mean, he's just a clown. One thing before he started doing this stuff, right? He was a player that we all circled that is somebody that we want to get on our team. But certain things like this is young people stuff. He don't. This is him talking about on LeBron James. He says, "I don't care. He's old. He don't respect anyone until they give him 40." It's like, come on, man. That's that young people shit. It's like, yo, you can like, okay, he can get 30 on you, right? But he didn't get 40, so it don't count. It's that young people mentality. But the thing about it, there's thousands of people, millions of people that are just like this cat that stick behind him and then they love it. You know what I'm saying? So, somebody like me and most of the real diehard fans out there, we don't get it. It's like we just don't rock with that. But a lot of people do though. A lot of people, they get off on, oh, look at everybody talking about him. That's why I like him, because look, I got everybody talking about him. But that's the era that we live in, man. So anyway, would I want him on the Knicks? We definitely can use a wing. If he got here, he definitely fits the description for a defensive player, a guy that could do it on the other end of the court. Also, he definitely would fit a need, especially if you're going to give it to RJ. This guy definitely would fit a need. But I could do with all this without all this stuff here. This is not New York. This is just really cornball shit here that he's doing here. So it is what it is. But let's move along with that. Let's talk about Ernie Bickerstaff here. This guy, Ernie Bickerstaff, he's coming from, I get it. He was talking about that foul, right? Because they keep asking him about the foul. One thing that I love about Julius Randle and every single Nick, everybody that's had a microphone in their face with the Knicks, they're disregarding things. They're like, listen, this is one game, we got another game coming, that's it. Is it too physical? The Cleveland Cavaliers, I don't think like Julius said that too. Do I have that queued up? Yes, that's the next one. So anyway, I just want to see. I hope you guys can hear it. So I'll push play on this.
Jared Allen play on Randall was flagrant. Randall said he thought it was a little unnecessary.
So they're asking him the question, they asked him about the foul on Randall, man. So
again, this is playoff basketball, and like
this
my
is playoff
message to
basketball.
our guys, and it's the same thing that we said the other night. The Knicks continued to play hard. They continued to run.
He gives us credit saying that we're playing hard and stuff like that.
Run for dunks and those types of things. So both teams should be able to continue to play hard, and I thought that was just a challenge of a dunk. There was
So I mean, people didn't like what he said, but I didn't see anything that was wrong that he said.
Jared's never been accused of being a dirty player.
So I mean, being a dirty player, that's something that I want to key on too. Being a dirty player, just because you foul somebody hard, I don't think this play was dirty. Like just to rewind it again here without the sound, but just to rewind it here again, just watching this play with Julius Randle, he gets full head of steam. He was right at the rim, and the guy tried to block it. Then he goes underneath him. He kind of undercut him a little bit, but still, that's just playoff basketball. He's not gonna get ejected for something like this, man. So that's nothing. But my thing is, right, on our side of the ball, who's doing that to them? Who is doing that to them on our side of the ball? That is what pisses me off. And that's gonna segue me into the Mitchell Robinson conversation. Now listen, I'm not gonna put up any pictures and I'm not gonna make any song and dance about Mitchell Robinson. But listen, Mitchell Robinson, like I want to call him the P word so bad, but he's a good dude. He's a good kid. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about the dude in that way. I'm not gonna disrespect him. I'm not gonna be that guy. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. He is not a beast. He is not a beast. He is not tough. You know what I'm saying? He's not a beast on the boards. He's not a beast on defense. He's not physical. He doesn't have any footwork in the paint. He doesn't have any moves in the basket. He absolutely cannot make a layup. He could dunk the basketball, but he cannot make a simple layup to save his life. And then the physicality on the inside, he doesn't box out. He doesn't push anybody around. Now, if you watch Jared Allen the way that he plays, Jared Allen absolutely pushes people around like crazy out there. You want to talk about influence from his peers. Shout out to the kid. I can't think of the kid's name, but the young kid that plays next to him at power forward. He's playing way more physical compared to that first game because they had that conversation. Listen, you just need to push guys and stuff like that. The Knicks don't have anybody doing that. Julius Randle absolutely does that. Hartenstein has been doing that. So we got Hartenstein and Julius. Mitchell Robinson, through his athleticism and through stuff like that, he is absolutely not establishing any physical presence in the paint whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? He's not controlling the paint. It's controlling the paint. People forget about stuff like that, and that's what pisses me off about people that talk the game and stuff like that. And they automatically, oh, how could you talk bad about Mitch? Oh, we need to pay that guy. And then I've been making videos and stuff like that. People have been hitting me up privately, in my DMs to talk. To talk about Mitchell Robinson and stuff like that. It's like whatever, man. Like Mitchell Robinson is not he's not Xavier McDaniel. He's not Anthony Mason. These guys are tough guys. Xavier McDaniel goes without saying. Xavier McDaniel will choke the fuck out of you. You know what I'm saying? Xavier McDaniel will choke the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? Xavier McDaniel's a small forward, but he had no problem squaring up against Charles Oakley when he was with the Supersonics. He had no problem doing that. He had no problem going nose to nose with Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? During Michael Jordan's prime. You know what I'm saying? He had no problem doing that. Anthony Mason, a dude from he was out the league playing all around the world, got his second chance with the Knicks, and just told you want to talk about a guy physically that can do everything on the court, but he's so big, on horrible shooting form and stuff like that. But you want to talk about relentless animal boxing out, guarding guys that he was like 6'7", maybe 6'6", but he was like 6'7" or so. He could have been even shorter, but I'm gonna give him 6'7", right? He was guarding Akeem Olajuwon. He was guarding Shaq. You know what I'm saying? He was guarding all these guys. You know what I'm saying? They have almost like half a foot taller than him, and he's still manhandling him and still boxing him out, still being able to control his space. Mitchell Robinson cannot do that, fam. He cannot do that. And that's my gripe with him. Like Jared Allen, is Jared Allen better than Mitchell Robinson? Absolutely, yes. And the reason why that he is because the intangibles. The intangibles being able to box out, being able to be physical. How many times did Jared Allen knock Jalen Brunson to the ground off of screens? How many times did he do that? How many times did Mitchell Robinson knock anybody down on the screen? How many times did Jared Allen straight up knock somebody out the air and the referees didn't say nothing? How many times did he do that? He just did not do it. Mitchell Robinson is supposed to be our enforcer. And I remember having arguments on this channel with people, with State actually, talking about, oh, Mitchell Robinson doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do that. We got other guys that could do that. Oh, we need to get this person in here to do that. No, Mitchell Robinson's job is to be the fucking enforcer, yo. Mitchell Robinson's job is to be an enforcer, and he's absolutely not an enforcer. You know what I'm saying? He's absolutely not an enforcer. Let me see who else I got logged up in here. This is another group here. These are, you want to talk about beasts? Patrick Ewing, even Charles Smith is tougher than Mitchell Robinson, guys. Greg Anthony's a freaking playing project ball. You want to talk about that? John Starks, Charles Oakley, of course. Like I said, shout out to this guy Tony Campbell. He never really got a shot with the Knicks. Mason's in the back there, and then the man right here, Pat Riley. My man Pat Riley is the orchestrator here. So I mean, Tom Thibodeau is cut from the Pat Riley cloth, man. So listen, we need to utilize our players, okay? If the Cleveland Cavaliers want to play this physical game, then get guys in there to hurt people. Jericho Sims, you want to get out there and show how tough you are, and let's see if you can earn some minutes. Knock somebody to the ground. If you get in foul trouble, if you get ejected, don't worry, we'll pay your fine. We'll take care of that. Don't worry about it. We'll handle you next year. We'll make sure you're good next year. You know what I'm saying? This guy Deuce McBride, this guy Garland wants to go crazy and he wants to talk junk from the bench. Let's put Darius Miles in the game. Let Darius Miles slam him to the floor a couple of times. Let him get, if he gets fouled out, if he gets a flagrant, take him out. We'll take care of your fine and it's all good. I'm not talking about hurting people, but just being physical and let these guys feel you. You know what I'm saying? Set the tone. Set the tone and stop being nice guys out there. Everybody wants defense. Oh, yeah, the Knicks don't play no defense. Knicks don't play no defense. People that say that don't know what the fuck they're talking about because they don't understand what defense is or what it entails. The Cleveland Cavaliers absolutely stepped up to the plate because we manhandled them in the first game away in Cleveland. We manhandled them. And then they came back in their second game and they freaking did it right back to us and they did it even worse, than we did. So anyway, listen, game 3 is going to be crazy. I kind of wish I had tickets for game 3. But we'll be in the building at Legends with nothing but Knicks, watching those guys go at it. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be really nice, man, to be together and to watch that. Because listen, we need that physicality, man. We need to bring it. People keep talking about the 90s, but you don't remember, like people that talk about the 90s probably wasn't even there. You wasn't even alive during the time. Oh, we bring it back to the 90s. And so you wasn't even alive then. Or you was probably too small to even understand what the hell was happening. These are like superheroes to you guys. You wasn't there to watch it. 94, 94 and 99. We're talking about high school era. I was in high school in 94. 99, I was a grown man in 99. You know what I'm saying? So, I was out there in the streets for the whole thing. In the streets watching these games and being out there. I was playing basketball, fighting people in real life, over John Starks and Greg Anthony and stuff like that. Fighting people, like literally in a lunchroom, fighting people, getting suspended and that type of thing over the Knicks. So literally shit like that really happened. You know what I'm saying? So if you wasn't in the streets like that, with these Knicks, then you can't say nothing. The last 20 years, we lost the last 20 years. But if you wasn't there for the 90s Knicks, like if you was 3 years old or you was 5 years old, or you don't remember, you know what I'm saying? It's totally different if it's somebody that was 15 years old and somebody that was like 20 years old, 21 years old, that's out in the streets as a young person. You remember these things. Like, you can speak. Even somebody older, somebody 40, 50, at the time, that's like, 60, 70 years old or whatever the hell, that remembers what it is to play real basketball. These are the people that you need to listen to, not the people that weren't there. You know what I'm saying? That drives me crazy too. But at the same time, let me say this too. At the same time, it's as an elder, I call myself an elder. OG. The people like to throw OGs out there. I'm an OG. Simeon Russell's an OG. Shout out to Steph from Dope Soul Sports. She's an OG. Shout out to various other people in here. Shout out to Eddie C. Eddie C's in the chat. Eddie C's an OG also. It's our duty to check these people. You know, the same people that like to step over people, you know, and think that's fine, but the kick, he needs to be suspended for the kick, but the step over, that's basketball. People that say stuff like that, we need to check all of that stuff. Dillon Brooks needs to be checked. You know, all that stuff needs to be checked. We can't allow this stuff to go on out there, especially if we're claiming certain things when it comes to basketball. You know, we can't do that, man. So anyway, let's get into what Julius Randle said. So I really enjoyed what Julius Randle said. Just his energy. You know, so that's the thing too. People want Julius Randle gone, but when you want to talk about toughness and physicality, Julius Randle, like we absolutely can't get rid of him. You know, we can't get rid of him. Can we get better otherwise? Yes. You know what I'm saying? But can we get rid of Julius Randle? Absolutely not. Because if we got rid of Julius Randle and we had Obi Toppin out there as our power forward, we will, you know, you know, there's certain words I'm trying to avoid saying, but we will be getting embarrassed, you know. So let's let me just listen to what he had to say here. It's about like 28 seconds, so that's not too bad.
You take a fall like you did.
So anyway, they basically just asking him about the game. What does he think? So he's gonna give his opinion.
Did you pain from that the next day or today?
Asking if he was sore after the foul.
I don't know, man. I'm built for these kind of battles. So I put so much time in the weight room, and I put a lot into my body for recovery. And
So you're
stuff
talking
like
about the
that.
weight
So,
room recovery and that type of thing.
My kids would beat me up worse.
He said his kids beat him up worse than Jared Allen.
Fall like you did. Hurts more the day after.
Yeah, so that's basically it. So there was another clip too where they were asking him about the fouls and physicality, and he was like, "Well, I don't really see anything different from the regular season, basically." You know, so he's basically just trying to take the emphasis off of it because you know basketball is basketball. This is real basketball. You know, like we haven't like the NBA has been so soft the last few years that we forget how good basketball could be when it's physical and the defense is there and you're calling the game the way it should be played. And that's annoying too because during the season it's all these 3-point shots. And now in the playoffs, now all of a sudden we're gonna play jail ball in the playoffs. Oh, it's a different game, bro. The game should be universal in the regular season and the off season, you know, and the postseason, excuse me. It should be universal. That's what I don't like about the NBA. We get to watch this soft ass basketball for 82 games. And then once we get in the playoffs, now they swallow the whistles and guys are getting super physical and you know it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? You know, make it make sense. So anyway, this is something I wanted to emphasize here. This is something that I said. This is something that I said earlier. I said it's a series, but let's protect MSG. So that's what I said after we lost this game too. But then just watching everybody complain, they want to throw RJ under the bus. RJ is getting flamed right now. He deserves to get it, you know. But at the same time, I got to put emphasis on it, like it says here. It's a best of 7 series. We got home court advantage right now. Knicks got to take care of business at home. So listen, even though we lost game 2, it's not the end of the world. RJ played bad in game 1, and nobody really people were saying stuff, but we won, so it didn't really matter, right? So now we lost, so now it's a big deal. But he played bad in the first game too. You know, so my thing is like we handled our business. We stole a game in game 1. You know, that's what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to win game 1 and then force Cleveland Cavaliers to make that adjustment. So now Cleveland Cavaliers stepped up to the plate and made their adjustment. So now once we go back to New York, we have to handle our business and beat Cleveland 2 times in a row at home. We have to. It's a Friday and a Sunday. So we have no excuse. Saturday is a hangout night. Friday is a hangout night. So hopefully the Knicks keep everything square and nobody goes out hanging out, nobody goes out drinking. Everybody's you know focused with the task at hand, and we can handle business on Friday, and then we can handle business on Sunday. Win 2 games straight, and then we'll be up 3-1. So now you put the thing on Cleveland. Now they got to win 3 straight in order to win the series. You know what I'm saying? So it's so important for the Knicks to win both games at home. You know, so that's just the main thing that we have to win both these games at home. If we win both these games at home, then we have a great chance of eliminating these guys. You know, because I mean, let's say if we win the next 2 games, we'll be up 3-1, right? Then Cleveland, let's see if we go back to Cleveland and Cleveland wins, right? So okay, Cleveland wins. So now it's 3-2. So now the game 6 now it will be less pressure for the Knicks. It will be a lot of pressure on Cleveland because they will have to win. But if with that momentum, I think we could beat them in that 6th game. You know, I don't want it to get to that point. I really would like to have swept them. You know, but gentlemen sweep 5 games. I think that would be good too. But 6 games, I could see us winning in 6 games. But it's so imperative that we win these 2 games at home. Now listen, the Knicks are not that good at home. You know, and we're not that good away either. We're basically even at home and away. We're better away, I believe. You know, but home and away, we're basically kind of even. So we can literally come into MSG and lose one of these games, and we literally can come to MSG and lose both. You know what I'm saying? So we know our Knicks. We can't sugarcoat it, and we can't like pretend like something's not gonna happen when it could. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So it is what it is with that. I'm gonna put emphasis on that. It is what it is with that. But yeah, man, let me get into to this with you guys here. Let me do this. I meant to do this a little earlier. I know I did say that I was gonna open the chat. So if anybody's paying attention, or if anybody sees this, whatever, I'll throw this in the chat for anybody that wants to pop in here. But I'm gonna make sure because there's quite a few comments here, all by the same people there. I really appreciate you guys. I see iHeart. So I'll do this here with Tristy. Tristy says they're calling it tight. Yeah, man. So Embiid is definitely suspended for the next game, Mike. Uh, IQ needs to stop out of it. Listen, coming back to MSG, I think just the familiarity and just the crowd. I think the Knicks crowd would definitely help out IQ a lot. So I think IQ's probably gonna have his breakout game. RJ, I think RJ feeds off of IQ. RJ feeds off of IQ and whatever because there's times when RJ's with that group. So if IQ got it going, that's gonna get RJ going. So I got a feeling that those guys are gonna have better games. And I don't mean breakout games. It would be nice for Quickly to have one of those 20-point, big time scoring games, off the bench. That would be freaking awesome. So if he can get that going, if RJ can at least give us 15, give us 15 points, RJ. Come on, man. If RJ can get us 15, 14, 15 points, and IQ can contribute also 15, 14, 15, up to 20 something points. If he can do that off the bench, and I think that we can really have a good chance to win this game. Because Julius Randle's gonna be ready. Jalen Brunson's definitely gonna be looking to make adjustments too. So I'm totally with that, man. He says RJ's set the precedent here in game two. Shy away from the content, absolutely. But listen, this is not a surprise. I've been complaining about it all year. I remember in the beginning of the season, getting arguments with people. I say that every podcast, getting arguments with people, inviting them to the hot dog stand. You know what I'm saying? Because how dare you talk badly about RJ? He's only 21, bro. You don't know basketball. But meanwhile, he goes RJ in the playoffs doing the same shit that we were arguing about before. You know what I'm saying? So I can't stand certain fans in the way that they fan and the energy that they give up over these players, man. It's just ridiculous. But that's the thing. As an older fan, we've been through it. I've been through it already. My RJ back in the days, who was that? My RJ back in the days was probably John Starks. You know what I'm saying? But we were kind of like spoiled with that because John Starks just came in. We traded Gerald Wilkins. Matter of fact, Gerald Wilkins. We had quite a few players, man. But once you get that experience and guys leave and come and go, whatever, then you don't have that attachment to players because you understand that basketball and the game of sports, the players don't usually stay with their teams like that. So there's a lot of player movement. This guy Gerald Wilkins was averaging 19 points per game with the Knicks. I think he scored 30 points along with Bernard King, and Bernard King's last game as a Knick. Bernard King scored 30 points, and Gerald Wilkins scored 30 points also. And then right in the offseason, the Knicks decided not to resign Bernard King. That's another story. But I mean, we had a guy with a lot of talent, Gerald Wilkins, when he was younger. But as soon as John Starks became available, we got rid of Gerald Wilkins, and then we made another move to get other players here. So anyway, things like that happens, man. So like getting attached to certain players just because they're on the Knicks, or just because they're young, and just because this, that, and the other, all these other stuff that goes on. Oh, we haven't signed a first round draft pick in XYZ. What does it have to do with anything? What does it have to do with winning? All that stuff is just like tired arguments that drives me crazy. But the energy that people put on it, as if it's really life and death type of stuff, that's what drives me crazy. But hey, those people that are like that, they're the ones that have like a big following and stuff like that. But it is what it is. As an older fan here, I have my channel. I make sure that I get my thought process out there so people can get all sides of the story instead of getting the sensationalized bullshit from one particular fan base. So this Almighty Finesse talking about younger person, he would love Dillon Brooks on the Knicks. Antics aside, if he came to the Knicks, if he could tone it down a little bit and really come and kick into that team concept and really bite in, feed into what we're doing here, I think he would be excellent. I think scoring wise too, I think he'll be able to get a little bit more scoring going on if he came to the Knicks too, because the scoring options are available here with the Knicks. But if we get Dillon Brooks, man, then I kind of want RJ up out of here, because Dillon Brooks is going to do what RJ does. RJ rebounds well though. He's physical, so that's something that has to be said too. We can't throw RJ completely under the bus. So what else we got going on here? Got Trish D. Says she can't stand Memphis. Yeah, Memphis is one of those guys, man. Just all a bunch of tools. Yeah, who think they are something. They haven't won anything. That's the thing. They haven't won anything, but they're talking as if they won multiple championships. And then they got the nerve to diss legends and stuff like that. The people that have won in this league, they got the nerve to diss those guys. When they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything in this entire time. So here's a hot take here. Since Eddie C says we got Hart. This is talking about Josh Hart. So would you guys take take RJ out of the starting lineup and start Josh Hart? That's a hot take. And now that's an argument, and that's another fight that we had during the season where a lot of us were saying, shout out to Josh from Nothing But Knicks, Mr. Controversy, Uncle Fulio. Shout out to him because me and him both were saying that maybe RJ should come off the bench. And we got a lot of backlash. People want to physically fight us because we said that. But now here we are in the playoffs, and people are saying that we need to bench RJ Barrett. Benching RJ Barrett in the playoffs is a nightmare because once you get to the playoffs, you can't be making these type of decisions. You have to already have your game plan set. You can't be changing the game plan based off of what just happened to us against Atlanta. What happened with Atlanta? We ended up taking this guy Elfrid Payton out the starting lineup, and we started Derrick Rose, and it messed everything up. So we can't be making changes like that at the end. Once we start making changes in the playoffs, wholesale changes like that, where it's totally changing the fabric of what we do, that's not a good idea. That's a recipe for disaster. So anyway, taking RJ out the starting lineup. If he did that, I would kind of prefer putting Obi at the starting lineup. I think I said that during the season too. Maybe Obi needs to start at the 3 because Obi Toppin can shoot the 3-point shot, and he has he's a little bit more active. Defense wise, I don't know how that would be. Could he guard Garland a little bit better than RJ? Listen, RJ is getting smoked. He's getting cooked by Garland. That's not a good idea putting RJ on Garland to begin with. But can Obi guard him a little bit better? I don't know, man. Both of those guys walk weird, man. They definitely got a crazy leg situation going on with both players, RJ and Obi. But at least Obi Toppin can hit the 3. If Obi Toppin was getting those corner 3 shots that RJ gets, he's knocking them down because Obi Toppin's a really good 3-point shooter. Him driving to the basket might be a little bit better too. But it is what it is. And I think the ball handling and the pick and roll stuff that RJ likes to do, I think that's better suited for somebody coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would help us a lot. But people want Josh Hart to be the starter. So I mean that will help out. That will help out a lot actually. It will help out to bring another ball handler out there. Somebody else is going to ball move and just be active on the boards and help out Julius and stuff like that. So that probably would help out a lot. So I mean, should we do something? I think we do. I think we kind of do need to do it, but at the same time, I'm just not a fan of making wholesale changes in the playoffs. I just don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely shout out to you guys contributing to the chat here. We're talking about all those plays there. He goes, Trish talking about Anthony Mason. Yeah, I miss Anthony Mason, man. I miss Anthony Mason. Just having, he just started getting into the media. So we were going to start to learn more about his opinions and stuff like that. He was a good commentator. He was really getting into it, becoming coming into his own. So I think he probably would have been much more involved with MSG as far as broadcasting if he was still alive stuff, so that would have been great to see. But he passed away. He was a big dude, man. He had a lot of problems with blood pressure and that type of thing. So I don't want to talk too much about that, but I definitely miss him, man. Definitely miss him. What else we got going on here? Definitely thank you guys for contributing to the chat. I know that there's probably somebody else that's big right now, one of the bigger podcasts that are definitely probably podcasting at the moment. So shout out to them. But I get a lot of my views with people that come back, to watch, man. So definitely appreciate anybody on the replay coming in, checking out the podcast. Yeah, the 92 team was really good. 92 to 94. You got the 89 team was good. The 90 team was good. All those teams, man. There was a lot of teams that the Knicks had were good. But if you look at the 89 team compared to the 90 team, and then go into 92 and then 94 and then 99. Look at all their rosters. They're all different. The only common denominator for a portion of the time was Oakley and Ewing. And then for the other portion of the time was just Ewing. Those are the only constants that were with those teams. That Ewing, especially 99. Ewing is the only constant between 99 and 89. And like I said, we had guys, we had guys like, what's my man's name? There was so many players that we had. I'm thinking of the small forward. I can't think of his name. Johnny Newman. Sorry, Johnny Newman. We had Johnny Newman. I love Johnny Newman. I thought Johnny Newman was going to be like the next big thing, but we ended up getting rid of him right after that, and then we ended up getting Xavier McDaniel. So you get mad. Oh man, how could we get rid of Johnny Newman? Johnny Newman was kicking ass. He was dunking on people. Was hitting 3-pointers. Wow. And then we got rid of him. He only played one season with us. You know what I'm saying? And then we ended up getting Xavier McDaniel. So now we got Xavier McDaniel. Now you can't say nothing. We got Xavier McDaniel, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? Then we get rid of Xavier McDaniel. We get Charles Smith in here. We were a little pissed off. But how pissed off can you be if 94 we go to the finals with Charles Smith? You know what I'm saying? So, and then 99, Charles Smith wasn't even on that team. We had a different player there. We had whoever we had. Time. It just moves on. It's sports, man. This just moves on. Yeah, man. Let's keep it scrolling down here. Just make sure I get all you guys' points here. And once again, I got the chat thing here. If anybody wants to pop in the chat real quick, just to chop it up, you can. It's right there. I see my man Eddie C says something about Fournier. Oh yeah. So I mean, Fournier can hit the three. So I mean, if RJ can't hit the three, then put Fournier out there. I'm with that too. But at the same time, Fournier he's a veteran. But why throw Fournier out there to the Wolves at this time? You know what I'm saying? He's rusty. You know what I'm saying? Then he's just going to be the scapegoat, and that's just not a right thing to say, the right thing to do at this time. Yeah, the Obi Toppin and RJ stuff, man. Let me get rid of this, guys. The Obi Toppin and RJ situation with their legs. There's something going on with their legs. I don't understand. RJ runs up the court like he has like 40-year-old knees. He looks like me when I'm trying to run up the court. When me and my kids are shooting around and the ball comes off the rim with me chasing the ball, that's how RJ looks. I'm just thinking about myself. Like my wife is videotaping me and shit, and then she sends me videos later, and I'm like, yo, why are you sending me this stuff? It looks like I look like someone that's in need of assistance chasing after the basketball. But that's how RJ looks like when he runs, man. Obi Toppin runs like my little man when he was like 1 year old, 2 years old. He runs like a 2-year-old with a full pamper. That's how Obi Toppin runs. So there's something going on with those guys physically that just doesn't make any sense. But we can't have both of those guys. We definitely need to figure out something. But like I said, we can get into those trades and stuff like that. But at this point of the game, we have to just wait. We just have to wait on those conversations as far as trades and stuff like that. We can't talk about that. We can't talk about trades at this time. But best believe, man, Obi Toppin, RJ Barrett, and Fournier and Derrick Rose and these guys like this, those guys are not going to be on the team next year. Absolutely not. Between all those guys, you want to talk about real quick, Fournier is making 18, Derrick Rose is making about 14. So do the math with that. What's that? 30 something million, and then you add Obi, then you add RJ. So now you're talking about 50-60 million dollars worth of players, getting close to $70 million worth of players there. So $70 million, you mean to tell me we can't get a good player out of that? Throw some draft picks in there with RJ, Obi Toppin, throw Fournier in the mix, throw some draft picks in there, maybe throw a Derrick Rose in there too. You mean to tell me we can't get somebody with that? We can get somebody really good with that possibly. If somebody becomes available. Let's say if Philly loses, and they have like a sourpuss, whatever, and they want to break up the team. That's a nice little prize there for Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Boston Celtics. If they don't make it into the Eastern Conference Finals, at least if they don't get to the finals, Boston Celtics, then Jaylen Brown, he might be had, for like a little reload kind of rebuild situation there. You never know with teams. You never know what they got planned or what they feel like doing. So there's plenty of teams out there. Shout out to Luka over there in Dallas. Maybe Dallas will want to make another trade with the Knicks. Who knows? But anyway. We have an option to get better when the time comes, man. But right now it's just not the time to talk about that. I know I see a lot of people talking about that. People on Instagram like to jump in my DMs. So shout out to everybody on the DMs. They like to hit me up on Instagram in my DMs and stuff. So I like the conversations and stuff. A lot of people want to talk trades now, but we can't talk trades if the Knicks are still in the mix of the championship, man. And even though we talk about these Knicks, I still think they can win the championship. I really do. I really do think they can win the championship. Shout out to Jacko, man. He said the 2000 team was good too. I remember. Yeah, they were good. I don't know about good. I think that team had Glenn Rice, right? Was that the team with Glenn Rice with Sprewell and Houston? We had like weird teams back then, during the early 2000s, very weird. Then shout out to Jamal Crawford and Marbury when they came through and all that. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. It was fun though. We were talking about the today because I had that queued up too, but I didn't know I was gonna get to that. But Jamal Crawford, he was interviewed on the old man in the three podcast. That's JJ Redick, and they were talking about his time with the Knicks. So JJ Redick's kind of like laughing at with Jamal Crawford about the situations and stuff. But Jamal Crawford, he spoke highly of the Knicks, man. And I know for a fact that Jamal Crawford used to play basketball near the Garden. There's a court. There's no courts near the Garden, to tell you the truth. There's some courts south. We want to say southwest of the court, like getting close to the not the highway, but like in those little side blocks, there's like a school over there, and then there's a basketball court there. So he used to go to that court to play with the locals instead. So that's pretty funny. NBA basketball players used to play pickup games, with regular folk, just walking the streets and stuff. He used to do that. I never got a chance to catch him in public, but they say he used to do that. So anyway, he had a lot of fun. During those times, it was fun. I was the young guy. I was in the clubs and I was partying. I was in the bars and stuff. So even though the Knicks were losing, man, the bar scene was a lot of fun. A lot of fun Knicks fans out there. Just a lot of fun hanging out with everybody out and during those times. I remember those times. It was a lot of fun, man. Definitely. But shout out to Damian Cox here. It was good. Said the Knicks need to make some serious adjustments in Game 3. Absolutely, man. A lot of people are anticipating a fight. Like a real physical altercation with these guys. It's possible. It's possible because there's been a lot of pushing and shoving out there, a lot of fighting. So let's say if the Knicks match what Cleveland did the last game, and let's say Cleveland's with the shits, we possibly could have some nose to nose stuff. We possibly could have some pushing and shoving. We possibly could have some actually some physical altercations out there, man. I don't condone physical altercations, but I absolutely need to see bodies hit the floor. I need to see people getting smacked around. I need it. Just eat it. The Knicks ate it. The Knicks ate it and didn't complain. Cleveland Cavaliers were complaining like a bunch of bitches after that first game. But the Knicks did not complain not once in about that second game. So we'll see what happens. That third game, it might actually be something worth watching, man. So I mean, I have to be there. So like I said, we'll be with nothing but Knicks at Legends. The bar is called Legends. Okay, so you can't say that you didn't know. It's called Legends. It's at the foot of the Empire State Building on 33rd Street. So if you look at the Empire State Building, look all the way to the top, and then look down at the foot of it, and turn around and look across the street. That's Legends. Legends is standing right there. For comparison, Stout is more famous. Stout is on the opposite corner. Legends is on the opposite corner on Fifth Avenue side, but across the street. So Legends is a good spot too. Good food. But it's going to be less crowded and less loud there, as compared to Stout. Stout is way more known than Legends. Legends is more like a soccer bar. But shout out to Sim Russell, man. He's definitely did a good job doing the legwork with that to get us that spot. Yeah, so it's definitely cool. We will be doing a live podcast there, and it's pretty fun. So the Rangers, listen, man. Says go Rangers 5-1. Wow, they smacked them in that first game. I think they had 4 in the first game. Now they got 5-1. So shout out to the Rangers. While the Knicks are going on, the Rangers are actually beating a very good Devils team away. Wow. So that's good to see. I'm right there with you, man. I'd rather have Jaylen Brown than Embiid. I'm right there with you. I think Jaylen Brown is kind of like a missing piece kind of player. If you get Jaylen Brown and then also double down and get some more physical players in there for the playoffs and stuff, I think we'll be right there with them. Shout out to Cully. What's good, my man? Tibbs under pressure. Under pressure and shouldn't be, but he is. He is. Tom Thibodeau is always sketchy with his play calling and stuff like that. I thought he did an excellent job running the team in that first game. The second game, I thought he did pretty good too. But we just could not match the physical play of the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got surprised. I think we got surprised by how physical they were and how the referees weren't, didn't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Knicks are going to definitely step up and step back in a big way in game 3. All right, so hey, I see Debbie down in here. So what's up, Trish? She says, I don't think the league would allow the Knicks to advance past Milwaukee. That's definitely something that they definitely don't want to see the Knicks there. They want the superstar. They want the superstar to get it. They get it. They don't want the underdogs like Julius Randle and Brunson to get the spotlight. They definitely want Giannis to get this. So yeah, the fix is definitely going to be in. So we just gotta. That's something that we have to live with. But if the Knicks are winning and we're playing our game and we're actually winning and stuff like that, it's nothing really because they could stop. But the referees will absolutely try to stop momentums and stuff like that. There's a formula for that. Absolutely a formula for that in sports. So we just have to prepare for that when it comes. And then just and if it does happen and we lose because of officiating, shout out to the Sacramento Kings back in the days with the Lakers and the whole referee scandal back then. You just tip your hat to them and then just realize that now we know what to do. Now we know how to combat this. At least we hope that the front office will do that. Yeah, there you go, right there. Eddie C is right there. This is the elders, man. The elders are letting you know what the fuck is going on here. You know? Yeah, man. You guys are talking with each other here. Yeah, man. So that's about it, man. So yeah, I just got to get my bars off here. Like I said, I was gonna do a short just to get my little point across, but I felt like I really needed to air it out here, man. Listen, man, we this is a series. Game 7, of the series. We play 7 games. We have to win 4 out of 7. We won one, and the Cleveland Cavaliers won the second one. We beat them at home. So like I said, we have to protect MSG at all costs. You know what I'm saying? We have to win game 3 and we have to win game 4. If we do that, the series is ours. You know what I'm saying? If they win game 3 and we win game 4, or vice versa, or if they win both games at MSG, then we're fucked. You know what I'm saying? But I don't anticipate that happening. I got a feeling that we might lose one of these games at MSG. I'm really hoping that we can sweep the homestand. I got a feeling Cleveland's probably going to win one. But it is what it is. We'll just handle that. Like that. So Mr. Cully just popped in, and so Cully says I could pull up, or I'm about to get off actually, man. I've been off for a little while. I've been off for like an hour or so. But like I said, I'm gonna be on more often. We got these events coming. Like I said, Friday we'll be at Legends. Sunday we'll actually be at MSG. In the garden, in the suite, hanging out there watching the game together. So what is this? That's game 4. So game 5, I'm more than likely gonna be home for game 5. We'll see. So we'll probably do a game 5. I might do a game. I might call the game on Friday, so we'll see. I'll mention it to Sam to see what he says, and we'll see what happens with that. Because Guillermo's also there too. Guillermo does a watch along also, so we'll see. Maybe we'll do like a joint thing where I'll come on. Maybe I'll participate in Guillermo's pod or whatever. We'll see what happens, man. But it is what it is. So this is my guys here in the chat. Shout out to anybody that's gonna pop in here in the replay. And this is your boy Eru. I'm up out of here. Thank you guys for coming in here. Like I said, I got to do a better job of announcing my pods, especially to my people like Cully. Shout out to Luis Belletta too. He also wanted to come on, but just wanted to get this out real quick, man, before tomorrow starts, man. So a lot of shenanigans tomorrow. I got to be up at 3 in the morning tomorrow. I work all day. I get off at 6. I'm probably gonna get off at 6. And then I gotta shoot straight to the guard, straight down to Legends. Man, fully. I gotta get my Knicks gear on and stuff like that. I'm gonna be smelling like I don't know what. I gotta get downtown, find parking and stuff, and then we're gonna do a podcast before. Then we're gonna watch the game. I might call the game, and tomorrow's gonna be crazy. But anyway, we're gonna be at Legends tomorrow, man. So I see you guys there if you're there. If you are there, please hit me up and let me know that you're there, man. There's some people that I don't know what you look like in real life, and people be there and they'll come and say, "Hey, what's up, man?" But they don't tell me who they are. You know what I'm saying? I find out after the fact that that's what they were. So listen, man, if you're in the chat and you're going to be there, say what up. Let me know so that way I can look out for you, and then I can make sure that we can chop it up with each other. So anyway, he said you would go if it wasn't 8:30 start. Yeah, it is what it is. That Sunday game is going to be 1:00. Isn't it like a 1:00 game, or I forgot how earlier? I think it's a 1:00 game. I did not anticipate that, but we'll be out there early, man. So this way we'll be out there. Even if you're not going to Legends, if you're going to be in the area, let's link up with each other, take a picture, or just just touch each other. You know what I'm saying? Just touch each other for a few seconds and then just go about our business. You know what I'm trying to say? So anyway, no funny business. It's your boy E-Roo, 4 fingers to the forehead, tucking the thumb salute. And I'll see you guys next time, man. Definitely appreciate you guys for coming in. Once again, people coming in on the replay. Check you guys out later. We out. Peace. Enjoy the outro.
E-Roo, I see you. Die hard. Trap. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard, homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, you need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team and he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer that's gon' murder.